Friends, welcome back once again to the Dragon Tamer series. Before we start the video, please hit the like button because the story is about to get even more exciting. The status window revealed that the trial of the Left Claw secret zone had begun. At that moment, only the left paw was visible on the mountain. Lu Fan wasn't surprised at all. He had already anticipated that the next stage would begin exactly like this, the trial of the left claw. However, he quickly realized something important. The enemy in this new trial zone would possess abilities similar to the Ice Dragon King's right paw from before. Without hesitation, Lu Fan decided to follow the same battle strategy. He ordered Xiaofei to activate the Emerald Mirror Clone ability. As explained earlier, this skill could select an allied unit and create perfect replicas of it. These clones inherited all the abilities of the original while retaining 30% of its attributes, and for Dragon-type allies the effect was doubled. At the same time, Lu Fan created a clone of himself. The moment it appeared, multiple versions of Lu Fan stood together, forming an overwhelming force. Based on his previous battle experience, Lu Fan understood that these challenges could be overcome one step at a time. There was no need to overcomplicate things. In the very next instant, Lu Fan and all his clones charged toward the left claw. He immediately commanded his dragon ally, Xiaofei. Use lava corruption! Xiaofei transformed into her world destroyer form and launched a fierce attack on the left claw. And then, just like that, a system notification appeared. The trial of the left claw had already been completed. Using the same strategy, Lu Fan had effortlessly destroyed the left claw in no time. But before he could pause, the status window appeared once again. A new announcement echoed. The trial of the lower right claw secret zone had now begun. At that very moment, Ward Sever unleashed his power. By concentrating dragon energy, he launched a rapid LSLC of continuous attacks, a feat only possible by summoning and synchronizing with his dragon companions. Within mere seconds, Lu Fan successfully cleared the trial of the lower left claw in the secret realm, destroying it completely with a single Nirnaik strike. Lu Fan and Xiaofei stood still, silently observing the aftermath before them. Now only 3 secret realms remained. Just then, a brilliant flash of light appeared in the sky above Lu Fan. The light slowly merged, forming a strange and overwhelming atmospheric phenomenon. The status window confirmed it. The trial of the dragon torso had officially begun. Suddenly, ice began forming around Lu Fan's feet. The temperature in the area was dropping at an alarming rate, so much so that standing still even for a few moments would cause ice to form around one's body. Then, Lu Fan felt it. He was being targeted. Not just him, but all of his companions. In the next instant, countless shards of ice began raining down from the sky. Though he didn't fully understand the situation yet, Lu Fan reacted instantly. Xiaofei, use Emerald Light, activate the shield. Thanks to the barrier, Lu Fan managed to survive the initial wave of attacks. However, his relief was short-lived. The shield had a limited duration, and it could only last for another minute or two. Dodging the relentless assault, Lu Fan continued moving forward, relying heavily on the support of his venomous dragon. The attack unleashed by the Dragon King was known as Internal Freeze Gaze, a terrifying ability. It concentrated energy into a sphere of ice crystals and unleashed freezing beams at any moving target within a 150-meter radius. Each beam carried devastating cold damage capable of freezing anything it struck. As time passed, Lu Fan began to shiver from the intense cold. He turned to Xiaofei and asked, "Xiaofei, can you use soul protection?" Xiaofei didn't respond verbally. Instead, in the very next moment, she transformed from Emerald Light form into Soul Light form. Then, without hesitation, she activated Soul Protection. This powerful ability granted all allies infused with Soul Light a massive boost, enhancing their attributes by 100% to 200%. Not only that, whenever they took damage, the damage would be absorbed, generating eye guard stacks. Once these stacks reached 10, the effect would trigger a devastating shockwave, releasing energy equal to twice the total absorbed damage. The tide of battle was beginning to shift. As the power burst outward, Lu Fan couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. But in the very next moment, he quickly gave another command. "Xiao Ji, use Sea Wave!" Without hesitation, the small dragon transformed into its poison dragon form and unleashed the toxic sludge it carried within. This ability was deadly. For 10 seconds, it reduced the target's defensive capabilities by 50%. The dragon hurled the poison forward, and the attack, known as Vassal Sea Tide, spread across the battlefield like a creeping nightmare. It formed a lethal swamp, engulfing the area and striking every enemy within it with intense Viscila damage. At the same time, something even more crucial happened. The rate at which the world's energy was being drained doubled. The small dragon continued spreading its poison around the Dragon King's massive body, completely surrounding it. And then, the effect became visible. The Dragon King's energy began to drop rapidly. 10, 9, 8, 7. Watching this, Lu Fan quickly calculated the outcome. At this rate, the Dragon King's energy would soon be completely depleted. And once that happened, the battle would decisively turn in Lu Fan's favor. In the very next move, Lu Fan swiftly raised his bow and unleashed the power of Internal Freeze Gaze. This ability released freezing beams toward all moving targets within a 150-meter radius of the crystal sphere, instantly turning the battlefield into a storm of icy destruction. Without wasting a second, he gave another command. Xiaofei, release Qi Shock! Hearing the order, Xiaofei acted instantly. She activated Qi Shock, a devastating ability that unleashed damage equal to twice the total damage absorbed from the previous 10 hits, triggering a massive area of effect counterattack. The moment the skill activated, a glowing ring formed around the sphere, creating the illusion that it was completely trapped. Seizing the opportunity, Lu Fan invoked the power of Dragon Roar Arrow. He pulled the bowstring to its absolute limit, charging the attack to its peak. For a brief moment, energy spiraled around the arrow like a raging aura. Then, he released it. The arrow shot forward like a streak of light. The instant it struck the target, it split it cleanly in half. Even the glowing crystal at its core shattered into countless fragments. Lu Fan observed the aftermath carefully. Now only a few portals remained. Just then, the status window appeared once again, delivering the next announcement. The trial within the secret realm. Dragon's Breath trial had officially begun. As Xiaofei prepared for the next trial, Lu Fan immediately instructed her, activate Emerald Mirror. Without delay, Xiaofei unleashed the ability, and in an instant, multiple clones of Lu Fan appeared across the battlefield. At the same time, Lu Fan transformed into his dragon form, his presence radiating overwhelming power. Turning toward the poison dragon, Lu Fan spoke in a firm, strategic tone. Listen carefully. The moment the barrier breaks, you must immediately use underworld poison to destroy its defensive shield. The small dragon nodded without hesitation. Yes. Then Lu Fan looked back at Xiaofei and gave her a subtle signal. Are you ready? In the very next moment, all the clones of Lu Fan, along with Xiaofei and the dragons, surged forward together. Their movements were perfectly synchronized as they launched a coordinated assault from every direction. Then, boom! With a thunderous explosion, the target shattered completely. The ground beneath them cracked open, forming a massive fissure that spread across the battlefield. As the dust settled, Lu Fan slowly returned to his human form. Only the final stage remained. Stepping forward, he placed his hand on a glowing object. A surge of energy pulsed through the air as the trial activated. With unwavering determination, Lu Fan declared, Ice Dragon King, I'm coming.